Hey family, and yes, we're back for yet another episode of Ode to Be Whole with Camille Young. That is me, your girl. So glad to have you here with me on today. Hey, Holy Rollers, how are you on today? Glad to have you with us. And to my new viewers, welcome. My new subscribers, welcome. For those of you who are viewing for the first time, or you're viewing and you hadn't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit it. Okay. And all of you, be sure to like, share, and comment down in the comment section. I will reply to your comments when you put them down in the comment section. Okay. Also, get your book. Okay. Go to odetobehold.com. Go to odetobehold.com and get your book today. All of the information is down in the description. Don't forget to use that coupon code as well to get the discount. All right. And for those of you who are desirous of coaching support, I'm going to give more details about that at a later time to give you a greater view of what I'm talking about when I say the holistic coaching support. All right. But if you are interested in that, reach out to me at odetobehold.com or odetobehold@gmail.com. All right. Let's just dive right on into today's topic. Today's topic is, what is your integrity score? Okay, we're talking about integrity. You know, I mentioned it throughout, many of my videos talking about the importance of integrity. And I've just been paying attention to just the world in general, not necessarily in my personal space with my personal friends or family members, which I still do pay attention to that too now, don't get me wrong. But just as a whole, when I look at the world as a whole, integrity is just like a lost character trait. You know, there was a time when a person's word was their bond, and it just doesn't appear that people really take integrity seriously, or that it is something that needs to be a character trait that you need to have. You hear even more now about people killing their own friends and family members, or stealing from their friends and family members, or just stealing from people in general, or saying that they're going to do something and they don't follow through with it. It's like your name doesn't mean anything. There was a time when a person's name meant something, where you could trust if a person gave you their word that they were going to follow through on it. That was something that our father taught us being young. He taught us that your name means something. The Bible and the scripture that he connected to that was, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. What is that saying? That just means that you want your word to go farther than than the money that you have. Because see, you can have all the money in the world, but if your word don't mean nothing, and your name don't mean anything, your money can only take you so far. Your integrity can take you much farther than any financial money or situation that you may have. You may have millions of dollars, but if your word ain't good, people don't trust you. You're not trustworthy. So I appreciate my father and telling us that, and that being a part of what not only him telling us that, but him modeling that for us in our home. Our father was a man of integrity, and his name goes, like I said, my dad has been gone 30 plus years, and his name is still good. Used to use the name being young in the right circles, baby. You people will stop and look, because his word and his name is good, and that's something that I try to live by, that he taught us, and that he exemplified for us in the home. But what does it mean to be integral? As I said, having a good name, your word being your bond, having a strong moral compass, being an honest person. Okay, and to be clear, I don't want to make it appear as if being integral means that you're perfect. Okay, it does not mean perfection, but it does mean that you are striving, or that you're very intentional about being righteous in your living, being righteous in your choices, being righteous in how you speak. And so that's what I'm talking about when we're, I like to define integrity as do what you say you're gonna do. Okay? Be where you say you're gonna be. That just to put it in layman's term, in plain terms, do what you say you're gonna do. If you say, hey, you're gonna do this, or you're gonna be somewhere, or whatever, just do it. Just do what you say you're going to do. And so I titled this session, or this lesson today, is what is your integrity score? Because I have a little small test, to kind of, for you to really score whether or not your integrity level is high, or if your integrity level is low and it's an area that you need to work on. Again, I want to say it's not about perfection. This is not about perfection, because as long as we're in this skin, as long as we're in this, in this life, we'll never arrive at perfection. Just as wholeness, we are striving for wholeness. We are pressing towards the mark for the prize of the high calling, as the scripture says. We're constantly wanting to get better. We're wanting to move in the right direction, to stay in, to be in the narrow, walk on that narrow path, and not be on the broad path. We want to be in the narrow path. Okay, and those are the things that I'm talking about when I'm talking about wholeness, and even on today's topic, talking about integrity. So if I want you to test yourself. And again, this is just my little test. You know whether or not you are a person of integrity. You know it because people have either told you, or when your motives, when you do something, your motive is to lie or to be dishonest. All right, you got an idea of whether or not you are a person of integrity. If you have a high integrity score, or if you have a low integrity score. And I hope that if your integrity score is high, that is low rather, you would aim to get it higher. Okay, or if your integrity score is higher, you would want to push even further. Don't become self-righteous or think you got it figured out just because you have a high integrity score. Because we're only but for the grace of God, we're only one step away from falling into temptation. Okay, so let's not get it confused that just because your integrity is high that you can't fall. You need to thank God that you try to live a life that is integral, and ask God to continue to keep you in that vein and keep you in that lifestyle. Okay, so let's take this little test. All right, so this is your integrity test. Ask yourself these questions, and then you score yourself accordingly. Okay, score yourself accordingly. Okay, for this first question, it's for 3 points. Okay, you can give yourself the full 3 points, or you can give yourself 2 or 1. All right, come on, here it is. The first question is, are you intentional with your godly living? All right, are you intentional with your godly living? So are you doing what is righteous even when no one is watching? Okay, it's easy to do the right thing when no one is watching. When someone is watching, but are you doing the right thing when no one is watching? Do you give yourself a 1, 2, or 3? Okay. All right. Question number 2. This is for 2 points. Do you respect people's time? Do you respect people's time? Honey, these braces, honey. I know y'all be laughing at me sometimes, but these braces, they something else, honey. But anyway, do you respect people's time? Do you say, hey, I'm going to be there at 7 o'clock tonight, but you don't get there to 7:45, 8 o'clock, or don't show up at all? Okay? Do you get 0 points, 1 point, or 2 points for that? The highest you can get on that is 2 points. All right? And that respecting people's time, that does something for me, to me, because my thing is, if you respect me as a person, you will either be on time, as you said, or very, very close to being on time, or you will notify me that something has changed. Okay? With all the technology that we have today, honey, you don't have to go to no phone booth. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has a cell phone. So you can call or say something to let me know, hey, I'm running a little behind, or hey, can we reschedule? A no-show or being late and not letting me know you're running late. That's, I don't like that. You gonna have a problem. that rubs me the wrong way. All right, moving on. All right, question number 3 for 2 points. Do you pay your debts? Do you pay people back? Okay, meaning not just your creditors. Yes, you should pay your creditors. You know, if you know you've purchased things and you owe money and all of that, you need to pay that stuff off. Okay, let's get debt free, people. Let's get free of this debt. Unnecessary debt. I'm talking about you buying clothes and purses and going on trips and all that, going into debt. You shouldn't do that. Or have you borrowed money from somebody and you agreed to pay them back and you haven't yet to pay them back? And you ain't said nothing. You just and make it as if you told the person you weren't going to pay them back. That's wrong. You are not an integral person if you don't pay your debts, whether it's a personal debt with somebody you know and you've borrowed money from, or if it's your creditors. You know, you got bills. If you're not paying that stuff, your integrity. So 0, 1, or 2. That's for 2 points. Okay, your next question. This is for 1 point. Okay. Do you hold people accountable in godly love? Okay. You don't enable or support negative behaviors. That's an area where I've had to grow in. I'm much better at it than I've ever been before. But, you know, calling people on the carpet on certain things. And when I say call them on the carpet, you got to still do it in love. You can't just, no, that's not in love when you just roasting people like that. It has to be done in love. And I'm not saying you got to be like this when you're holding people accountable. No, it can have some level of passion, but when you're screaming and you're using bad words and you're blaming and pointing, that's not in love. That's not how you hold people accountable in love. But that's, like I said, that's an area where I have had to grow in. So do you give yourself a 0 or a 1? All right, on that. And then the last one is for 2 points. Are you faithful in intimate relationships? Okay, if you're for single people, if you're in an exclusive relationship, okay, are you not fornicating? You know, are you not watching porn? You know, are you not doing certain things that are dishonest in that relationship? Are you remaining faithful in the relationship? If you're married, same thing. Are you watching things that you shouldn't be watching, such as porn? Or are you dating other people, chat rooms, all that kind of stuff? Are you remaining faithful to your partner, to your spouse, to the person you are exclusively dating? Are you remaining faithful to them? Okay, do you give yourself a 0 or 1 or a 2? All right, and add that score up. Add it up, okay? All right, the most points that you can get on this is 10. And I just did that, you know, so that we can have an even number. But no, you know, do you have a 10 or are you at a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? If you're not a 7 and above, you got some work to do. Okay, and don't get me wrong. Again, we all are constant work in progress, but we should be striving to be people of integrity. All right, we need to bring that character trait back and understand it doesn't matter what the world is doing, but we need to be people who our name, you know, goes before us, where our word is our bond. Integrity is such, and that's a quality that I have to have in a mate. If I can't trust your word, I can't trust you. You can't be trusted. Period. Period. Point blank. As somebody I watch on YouTube, point blank. Period. I can't trust you. I can't trust you because your word is not your bond. Okay. All right. So let's be people of integrity. What's your integrity score? All right. Put it down in the comments what your integrity score is. And don't be ashamed. It's not about judgment or condemnation, but there are areas you may need somebody to help hold you accountable. Okay. All right. And so I just encourage you, let's be people of integrity. Here on Oh to Behold, we are people of integrity. Say it with me. We are people of integrity. All right. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Oh to Behold with Camille Young. Again, be sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Go get your book at ohtobehold.com. All right. And until next time, God bless.